I'm Donna Russo, and this is the Disability Channel in Los Angeles. And I'm so happy today because I have some really great guests, and I'm going to put them on in a minute. It's Gabe Ford and her mom, Rhonda Hillman. I'm a dancer, actress with the Donna on the Go, created by Peggy Lane. It's on YouTube. We've won lots of awards. And without further ado, I would like to invite Gabe and Rhonda. Hi.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Yeah, I can't. This is amazing. This is amazing. I'm so happy to have you guys, and this is a really important story for me because Gabe and I are both dancers, and with Toastmaster, Gabe speaks all over, and her mom, Rhonda, has been such an important mom and passion with this story that what I'd like to say is that Gabe has won so many awards for her story. She's writing a book. And Gabe, could you tell us about your muscle weakness? And I don't know if I will say it correctly. That's why I'm asking you to pronounce it correctly.
Well, I was diagnosed at 12. And it's called, I was diagnosed with Friedreich's ataxia first, but they misdiagnosed me. I still have ataxia, but it's called AOA2. And that's the name of it. And what it does is it weakens every muscle in the body. It affects the nerves, so the nerves don't communicate with the muscles, and it just causes uncoordination, and it affects your speech. It's progressive. Well, the kind I have is progressive, and I'm in a chair now. I remained walking until I was 25, so now I'm in a chair.
I also have a muscle weakness called FSH, muscular dystrophy, so I can somewhat relate. And the whole dancing really got to my heart because we have a passion for dance too, as well. And there's so many things to this story. Now, Rhonda, if you could speak to this too, it would be wonderful about how this affected Gabe growing up and how she got out of her shell and how she found a way to communicate her story and her feelings to people all over.
It was very difficult. It was difficult. It took us 6 months to get a diagnosis. She was clinically diagnosed, and at that time they didn't have DNA. And she was clinically diagnosed with Friedreich's ataxia. We've recently had DNA done, and that's when Gabe found out she has something called AOA2, which is also a type of ataxia. Diagnosed at age 12, very devastating when I shared her test results with her. She put it out of her mind. She didn't want to talk about it. She didn't want to believe it was real. And so she made it her goal to walk across the graduation stage still walking. So she tried to hide it. She just didn't want it to happen. So she fought it. And it's my understanding that when young teens or young girls or boys are diagnosed with this, either they just give in completely or they fight. And Gabe was a feisty fighter.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And what was it like with your classmates, with school, with putting yourself out there, and how or what influenced you to kind of change? And I know the story. Mm-hmm. and the story is amazing. And I want you to talk about who helped you and what this special being, animal, soul did for you.
Well, it was very hurtful, and when kids at school would make fun of me. I mean, it wasn't anything I was doing, intentionally. Um, I just was walking different, and everything about me was different compared to the other kids. So it was very hurtful for something I didn't know, you know, why exactly they would make fun of me. Um, and then what helped me, with my disease and leaving the house is first off, my mom, she wouldn't give up. I was hiding away in the house and I didn't want to leave, and I wasn't a very nice person back then because of everything that had happened previous, and my mom wouldn't give up on me. But then also it was my dog that I just had got when I turned 20, and then she was diagnosed and everything was going on with her, so I had to go to the vet and do a lot of things that I wouldn't have done otherwise. So it it was also because of my dog, Izzy.
Okay, that's beautiful. And Izzy traveled with you, and the stories you told the children, the things you taught them, are how hurtful words can be
Yes.
to people. And I know that too. I'm wearing a big heart sweater, by the way, today.
Oh, nice.
I see.
And that's the reason, because I feel that people need need to learn how to love people, and
Right.
humans and animals can show that, which is how you taught people anti-bullying, and you brought Izzy with you. And Rhonda, can you tell me how that was to travel
I
with?
can. First, I want to say that Gabe and I have had this conversation that a lot of students have been bullied all over the country. I mean, people, she's not the only one, all over the world. Correct.
Mhm.
Thank you. But what makes Gabe's different, or her story so different, is Gabe was the only one with an Izzy dog. And it was her dog that launched her out of hiding. She hid in the house after high school for 4 years. And literally, it was horrible. And everybody wanted to give up on her in the family, except, I guess, a mother. I mean, it got that bad. So I'm a tough love mom also. And when she said she was so lonely, she wanted a friend. Long story short, I did let her get a dog, but I made her accountable.
Mhm.
And, I said, this is your daughter. She may have fur, but when your dog has to go to the vet once a year, you have to accommodate your dog.
Mhm.
And she said, oh, Mom, I will, I will. She was eaten up with loneliness.
And even I had to take care of her financially.
Right. I made sure, I'm a tough love. So I said, this is your daughter. You have to take care of her financially. If you have to crawl out of your bed in the middle of the night to let your dog out, this is your daughter. But I knew in my heart that would keep her muscles moving. And she had a sliding glass door in her bedroom. I didn't want to disable her any more than she already was. So I had Gabe do everything that she possibly could.
Mhm.
So she agreed to take her dog to the vet once a year. Who would have ever guessed her dog would start falling and stumbling and was diagnosed with a muscle disease. So they have a little bit of a different disease, but a little different, but the exact same symptoms.
That's incredible that you
It
found
is
each other.
incredible because the story landed on Animal Planet TV. They aired it for 5 years. It was my understanding that it was the most favorite pet story that ever aired. These venues came to us. A teacher saw her story on Animal Planet and knew she had been horribly bullied and asked her to come into her classroom and share what that felt like long story short, Gabe didn't ever want to go back into a school. And then, but she did, and another teacher, and it just snowballed all over the country for 14 years.
That's incredible. Well, we're going
And
to
the
take a little
effect
bit
she had on the
break.
kids. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, the effect she had on the kids, it was just so personal, and kids really connected. We would speak, I would open her assembly, and then Gabe would speak, and then I would close it. You could hear a pin drop, and we would speak between 50 to 3,000 students at a time.
That's just amazing. Yep. And it's so needed.
Yes.
So
I
needed.
think as a mother, I believe that was our calling, our purpose in life. Because to have this dog come in our life, it doesn't happen in coonhound dogs. This
Any dog.
or any dog, this rare muscle disease, it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. Very rare.
No, it was meant that she tell this story and have Izzy in her life. And wow, I'm sitting here in amazement because I'm actually interviewing, number one, you and the incredible story that you have. And with that, I'm going to take a little commercial break and come, or just a break, and we'll come back.
Thank you.
Thank you.